Yo, what is up, guys? Back with another video. This time it's for Boruto Chapter 54. Guys, this has been the long-awaited chapter after the big-ass cliffhanger with Sasuke getting his eyes stabbed out. Guys, I've been waiting forever for this, and so have all y'all. And now, the time has come. This chapter starts off with a nice face-off. You got Sasuke, Naruto, and Kawaki all looking at Boroshiki. And then Boroshiki, he comes out with the comment saying that, "I'm glad I took out your pesky space-time ninjutsu," meaning his Rinnegan, because now they can't get away, which is huge. That means his Rinnegan is completely done. His shit's complete. There's no, oh, maybe it's not fully damaged. Oh, maybe it's still salvageable. No, that shit's destroyed. That shit's fucked. And I feel like that's great. I feel like it's perfect, especially since Naruto's down and out, it seems. Now that Sasuke has a depleted, or lost a Rinnegan, now that the scales are more lowered for the next generation to step up, kind of blossom into their own selves. I feel like that was great. And then we get this next scene where you get Boruto kind of checking out the progression of himself, kind of like, this is like the second time I've emerged. It's getting stronger. My karma, more of my abilities are, being able to be put into use, which is also crazy. And then we get the scene where, like, throughout this whole chapter, we get these scenes with Kawaki kind of flashing back to scenes where it's like, damn, like remembering the times him and Boruto kind of got at it, the times when Boruto called him like his brother, saying like, we may get at each other, but you're my bro and all that. And you kind of like, you feel for him, like you could tell that Kawaki really cares for Boruto as if he's like his brother himself. And you get the scene where he's like, you got the both of them, they're like, oh, let's figure out how to get rid of our karmas together. And now we're at a point where Kawaki no longer has the karma, but Boruto still does, in which Kawaki's just like snap out of it, Boruto, like, I need you here, like, we can't, like, you can't succumb to this karma like how I am or how I did. Like, that was great writing coming from Kishimoto. And I love Kishimoto's fucking fuckery, bro. You get these fucking flashbacks taking up half the chapter, about half the chapter full of flashbacks of Kawaki and Boruto, which is crazy. You also get this one scene where Boroshiki says to Sasuke, he's like, oh, are you really willing to kill your favorite student? And you get another flashback when before Naruto and Sasuke went to confront Jigen. You get the scene where Sasuke's like, if worse comes to worse and you end up getting taken over by Boroshiki or Momoshiki again, I will kill you. Not as an enemy, but I will kill you for you. Because we all know the last thing Boruto wants to do is become a threat to his family, his friends, and to the village he grew up in. And that's kind of the same principles as Naruto had when it came to the Nine Tails, which is crazy. And right after that flashback, you get fucking Sasuke, like, EMS straight up uses the fucking Amaterasu on him, and Boroshiki uses a shadow clone to deflect it, or, well, not to deflect, but to take on the Amaterasu, use it as a human shield in terms, which I thought was really dope. I'm glad they're really, like, still using Boruto's skill set, even though he's not, like, himself. Like, Momoshiki still using his Vanishing Rasengan, his Shadow Clones, using his Shurikens, because, like, that's what Boruto's trained in. He's good at using Rasengans, or vanishing Rasengans. He's good with shurikens because Sasuke taught him. He is good with shadow clones because that's the first thing he ever even learned, was to make 4 shadow clones. Before he was even in the academy, that's what he knew how to do, which was crazy. I thought that was very good writing. You don't get the overpowered, oh, I'm gonna light off this big ass Rasengan like I did against Boro. Like it wasn't like that. Like you could tell that Boruto's still out of chakra. He's still like he doesn't, like, he has chakra but not enough to be able to manage something that big. Because last time he absorbed Naruto's chakra to be able to light off something that big. Then you get the scene where Kawaki, like, he gets tight and he goes and he attacks Boroshiki. He's like, get the fuck out of my brother's body. What the fuck is you doing? And bro, Boroshiki just straight up Uno reversed this dude and stabbed this nigga Kawaki in the back with a freaking kunai, bro. Like, that was crazy. And then you get the scene where Boroshiki imparts the knowledge of that just because Kawaki's karma seal is gone doesn't mean he won't be able to be used as a chakra fruit, or to be used to bear a chakra fruit, because his body underwent 80% just like Boruto has, which should be enough to be able to make a chakra fruit. It won't be as, like, potent, as big, but it shall suffice, as he said. It should be chilling, which I thought was really good. I thought 100% Kawaki wouldn't be able to be used, but he still has a target on his back. I'm glad they kind of kept that kind of suspense to it. That was definitely good writing on his part. Then we get the scene, you got, like, Naruto looking at his son taking over, but he can't do shit. He's like, he drained all his life force taking on Ishiki, and he just starts to pass out, and then he just, there he goes, passes out. We don't know if he's dead yet, but he's passed out. Like, that's all we know so far. Then we got Kawaki and Sasuke. They're the only 2 people up. Sasuke's still down bad because he ain't got no Renegade no more. That shit is done. And Kawaki, he doesn't have the Karma Seal anymore, so he doesn't have the boost in stats the Karma Seal gives him, or would have given him, or just what the Karma Seal does in general. Like, it doesn't double their speed, their strength, the jutsus they use. Like, that shit doesn't work anymore. So they're very, very outclassed at this moment. But I like how Kishimoto still balances it out a little bit by making Boruto, like, kind of out of chakra, like, and adds this scene where it's like, oh, if he gets more in chakra, then Boruto will be able to take over again, which I didn't think was the case, because, like, it's kind of confusing, because you get the scene when he's fighting Boro, he absorbs Naruto's chakra and then fires off the massive Rasengan, and he was still, like, taken over. He did pass out after firing that massive Rasengan, but after Kawaki uses his fire style jutsu to set himself on fire for Boroshiki to have to absorb the jutsu, because he can't lose Kawaki. He still needs Kawaki for the fucking chakra fruit. Like, he absorbs the jutsu and immediately Boruto's starting to be able to take over, which is kind of weird. Like, wouldn't he been able to do that back when he absorbed Naruto's chakra? But I'll let it pass, because this is, like, the second time that this has happened. So I'm like, alright, whatever. Maybe he's more knowledgeable. He knows what's happening, since this is the second occurrence of this happening, which I thought was good. Then you get the scene where Sasuke and Boruto, they're both fighting each other. Kawaki's fighting each other. Like, they're all going head to head right now. And you get the scene where Kawaki looks back and he looks at Naruto and he's like, yo, my man's finished over here. Sasuke, look at this dude. And Sasuke, you get the concerned face and he's just like, yeah, my man's not looking good, bro. He's looking like he's knocking on death's door right now, which is a fact. Like, homie's basically dead right now. But Sasuke is like, we don't have time for this shit. If we die, there's no helping Naruto. So let's focus at the task at hand. Kind of gets Kawaki to refocus up. Then you get this scene where it's just a face off. Both of them still going at each other. This chapter was really good in this sense. Then we get the scene where Boroshiki throws off the vanishing Rasengan and hits this man Sasuke. My man Sasuke, bro, he's just down bad, man. He getting hit by vanishing Rasengans. Man got beat by Ishiki earlier. Man has no Renegon. Like, bro, Sasuke is being treated like dirt right now, bro. Like, my man needs a redemption or something. Somebody do something, bro. Like, my man's like getting violated by Boroshiki. Same with Kawaki. Kawaki's getting kicked around. Same with Sasuke. Like, they're all getting bitched by this man, bro. Like, Boroshiki is really not pulling his punches, bro. We get even more flashbacks back to, their relationship. Kawaki and Boruto kind of deepens the brotherly bond that they have together, kind of in the sense of Naruto and Sasuke, but also not because they're actual brothers, or at least that's what they feel like. They feel like they're brothers. And I could already tell in the comments, y'all are gonna be like, oh, Naruto and Sasuke, they feel like, well, guess what? They felt that way at the end of the damn show. With Boruto, they met, they had their skirmish, but they're brothers, bro. Like, and that shit lasted like, what, 2 chapters, their skirmish? Like, yeah, it was nothing that deep. Then, obviously, Boroshiki, he gets tricked to absorbing Kawaki's fire style before he gets killed by his own fire style because he needs Kawaki still. And that's when Boruto's starting to be able to regain consciousness, and he's like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Get the fuck out of my brain, bro. I'm gonna put you back in wherever you came from. This is my body, this is my turf. And he's just like, he's holding himself back from like teleporting Kawaki to a different area, and he's just going back and forth. It's this tug of war. And then you get this one scene where Boruto just controls his hand, grabs the horn on his right side of his head, and just breaks that shit. And as soon as he breaks that shit, he just, Momoshiki just passes out, loses all control, and then Boruto passes out right next to Kawaki, and they just look at each other, and Boruto's just like, sorry to be trouble, and Kawaki's just like, back at you, stupid bro. Like, that relationship is fire. And then Sasuke, he's just like, good grief, thank God that shit is over, cause we would not be able to do shit right now. And then he looks at Naruto, and he just says, what the? No way. Which is a crazy ass cliffhanger. Like, what the fuck's happening to Naruto? Honestly, like, I feel like he knows that his life force is like depleting, but I feel like it's gonna be the Nine Tails that kicks the bucket, not Naruto. I feel like Nine Tails will be dead, Naruto will be in a coma, and that's kind of how it'll be for a while. I feel like that's how it's gonna be. But we're gonna have to wait a whole month just to find out what happens next. So in a month, I'll see y'all in the next one. Guys, subscribe if you want to hear more reviews. I cover all types of reviews. Black Clover, My Hero. I do Boruto episode reviews. I will be doing reactions soon as I get all the shit for it. So be on the lookout. I do gaming videos. I got some of my homies doing this shit with me. I got my boy Elijah Jabir. Shout out to y'all if you're listening. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.